I think they told us it was going to rain, didn't they? Hi, who do I have? I've got Diane, I've got Adrian, Kari and Kelly so far. Good morning, everybody. It's a very wet morning in Sydney. So what I've done is I've started from a different spot because the spot that I started last time just would have been impossible today. It's going to get a little bit muddy, and it was raining a lot heavier than this when I first pulled up at this spot, and I debated sitting in the car and doing a Ask Me Anything, but we're going to persevere. I've just heard on the radio on the way down here that we are under the impact of 3 different weather systems right now, all converging on Sydney or on the east coast of New South Wales. So that's why we've got a bit of a lull in what was otherwise a pretty heavy weather situation when I woke up this morning. Good morning. Who have I got? Who's just arrived? Marion, Fiona, John. Hi, everybody. And to make things worse, I forgot my glasses. When I walked out of my mum's unit this morning and it was pitch dark and I picked up everything, I forgot to pick up my glasses. So I'm sort of squinting at the screen and peering at all your names. But anyway, it's a day for persevering, isn't it? I actually think this is quite a gorgeous scene. So I don't know if you want to grab a quick postcard before we kick off. We're going to slowly start walking and just take things as they come. But the bird song is lovely, I have to say. And I just have to battle an umbrella and hope it doesn't blow inside out. Alrighty, let's start walking. We're at a spot by Narrabeen Lake, or Narrabeen Lagoon, and it just sits alongside, if anyone's familiar with this part of the world, it just sits alongside the Wakers Parkway in Narrabeen. And you can probably see the state of the path that I'm going to be walking along this morning. First of all, we come past this children's playground. Keeping an eye on the time. It's all very flexible this morning. Hi, Tariq and Ollie. Who else just joined? Carla. Yep, good morning, everybody. We're going to listen to the birds this morning. They are full of song on this very wet Sydney morning. Just passing a children's playground with a really cool fish. Look at this. We're keeping an eye out for the birds, Tariq. There's a couple just flew across the path there, but hopefully we'll get better shots of the birds. We're certainly going to hear them. Okay, up above me, I can't quite zoom in on it just at the moment. We have, because it's nesting season, we actually have a couple of noisy miners swooping some magpies. Oh, sorry, I'm just battling my umbrella. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Kirsty. Let's take a little detour up this way first of all. Just because I noticed a little path with some interesting rocks next to the playground. Those are rainbow lorikeets we just heard. These look like characters from, what's that children's book? Very mythological looking characters. I actually have never been to this part of the park before. What do we have here? Is it a dragon? Maybe it's a dragon. Oh yes, look at this. It's a sleeping dragon. Wow. That's pretty cool. Hi, Eva. Yes, autumn for you is spring for us. I'm looking at this gorgeous dragon rock carving though. Look at that. I'm loving this. I just spotted a couple more as well. Don't wake him up. But look what's behind me. Oh, there's another one. Almost sitting on him. How cool is this for kids? You could really let your imagination go wild in here, couldn't you? This one's got his, it's like a little baby one coming out of a shell or something. It's got his sort of feet up in the air. What's this one? Whatever it is, it's got a lizard on its back. Oh, this is interesting. It's like an old sage, having trouble sort of not focusing, exposing. Battling the umbrella. Let me see if I get in close. Ah, yeah, there we go. Hi, Robert. Hi, Bev. Hi, Lorraine. Look, I've just noticed we're 2 minutes in, and I really need to do my acknowledgement of country before we begin. So let me turn the camera around. Look at me. No glasses today. As I was explaining, I was rushing out the door in total darkness at my mother's apartment and left my glasses behind. So if you see me squinting like this, I'm really just trying to read the chat. Good morning, everyone. My name's Lynn, for anyone who hasn't met me, and we're meeting today at Narrabeen Lagoon. And before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that we're meeting on traditional lands of the Camaragal people and paying my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And yes, Tariq, we're listening to the wonderful bird call. Let me just turn this camera around. But before we get started walking around the lake, I've just discovered something else down here, past this big puddle. So let's find another way. There's a sun on that rock over there. All these rocks appear to be carved in some way. This is very cool. It's almost like South American kind of Aztec or Inca or something. This part of the park. Over there, you've got almost like something just trying to emerge, that you can see the claws, but you can't quite see much else. Do you see there? And then this one beside me, the colour in it. The colour is amazing. I think someone may have chalked it or something, though. It almost looks like it's crying. It's really interesting. But over here, look at this. Wow, so cool. Hi, Cheryl. And this one here. Alrighty, let's get started walking along the track. This was an exciting discovery. I really enjoyed this part of it. There's one last rock I want to show you before we... Oh, hang on. I found a unicorn. I miss welcoming you to the tour this morning, it's because I forgot my glasses and I'm struggling to see the chat. This is the one that I wanted to zero in on. It's like a turtle with fishes, but I think someone's come along with like pastels or something, and it's decided to colour it in. I'm not going to do the atom shot because I've got my gimbal in a plastic bag, and the rain could get worse at any point. So what I'll do is I'll walk backwards, get it fully in shot with this really interesting tree behind it. I think that's nicely framed there. Hi Claire. Gregory, what are you saying? Sorry, I'm well spotted. Better off without glasses? Oh no, I wouldn't say that. Really struggling at the moment. All right, there's a couple more I missed. There's a squid and a lobster or a crab or something over there. And I just noticed it and I'm zoomed in a little bit, so I'll have to zoom out because it is not comfortable for walking, I realise. And the moon. We saw the sun a little earlier. Here's the moon. What did you miss, Leanne? We're just in a children's playground at the moment. It's raining. I debated whether to turn this into an Ask Me Anything while sitting in the car, but the rain has eased a little. I have, however, shortened the tour because it's a little challenging. But we've discovered this children's playground with all these really cool and interesting rock carvings. Look at this guy. Okay, let's continue on. I just spotted what do you call them? A posse of kayakers out on the lake. And we're listening to the early morning bird call. There's no sunrise this morning. There's no sun. There's too much cloud. What we are getting is break of day, which is a lovely time of day. Oh, that was a very loud cockatoo I heard in the background. And I can hear a currawong. Hi Penelope, Laurie and Martin. And the reason I'm hesitating in saying all your names is that I forgot my glasses this morning. They're at home in the spare room at my mother's apartment. And I have to squint to read the chat. So oh, there's my little car parked over there. And I'm starting in a different spot because the spot that I started in last time is a little bit treacherous when it's dark and wet. So Narrabeen Lagoon, Narrabeen Lake, interchangeable. Let me just show you this. This is some warning signs. Tells you that it's speed limited for watercraft and it's quite shallow. Suitable for paddlecraft and swimmers, although I have seen small boats with small motors in here before. Keep right, which is obviously opposite to what we do on the road here in Australia, and all the other warnings. This is the map of the lagoon. I'll see if I can find where we are right about now. Pretty sure we're around about here. And what you may have noticed is that although we consider it the Pacific Ocean out there, this part of the waterway has New Zealand on the other side of it. It's actually correctly known as Tasman Sea. Hi Paul. Hi Jane. Oh look, Getting buzzed by cockatoos. And let me just zoom out. I was going to do that a moment ago, wasn't I? There, that's better. Right, let's take this path. So Narrabeen is a suburb of Sydney on the northern beaches. So we're to the north of the city itself at this point. Around about, I would think it's 20 kilometres by road. It's probably about 15 kilometres as the crow flies. We're a little south of where, if you've ever done any of Richard at Palm Beach's tours, we're a little south of where he's located. I don't need to tell you the altitude here. I think you can work that one out for yourself. And although it's raining and rather miserable, it's actually quite warm. I'm loving... there was a flock of cockatoos I was trying to catch there while battling my umbrella. Hi, Rosie. Who else has just joined? Celine, Edward and Denise. Good morning. So some people like to tie up canoes in amongst the trees here rather than take them home. So we've got what's like a canoe or a kayak. Here's a barbecue. I think they're free to use. So you just have to, or maybe you have to pay for gas. Let me have a look. Let me see what the deal is here if you want to use a barbecue. 50 cents maybe? I can't tell how to use this. Anyway, there's your barbecue if you want to come down here and have a barbecue by the side of the lake. After you've tied your boat up in amongst the trees here. Squish, squish, squish. And I'm not sure what this little building is, but it's got quite a nice pelican painted on the side of it. Let's go and have a little look at him. It's also been tagged, which is a shame, but the pelican is still very lovely. Oh, it's a sewage pumping station. How about that? Delightful. Oh well, they made it look pretty. Who have I got? Is it Dahlia? Is it warm there? It's a lot warmer than where I've been in the Blue Mountains. I'm probably would hazard a guess. It's probably around about 16 degrees right now. I think it's expected to get up to the low 20s today. And if you booked on my Sydney Harbour tour for later on this morning, the weather's not going to change much. It's going to be raining there as well. Okay, so what's this warning sign about? I think it's about mosquitoes. Ross River virus has been detected in mosquitoes found here. That's good to know. We don't want to get Ross River virus. I don't know an awful lot about it, but I just don't know you don't want to have it. Let me see, what's this? Thanks, Jane. And happy for you to answer any questions I might miss on my behalf, Jane. I'm putting you in charge temporarily. As you might have heard, I've left my glasses at home, so I'm probably going to miss a lot of the chat. So this walkway was only really completed as in a complete circuit of the lagoon in the last few years. The last time we did this walk, I did the south side, where we discovered 3 bridges had been put in place that weren't there when I used to live in the area. And I believe up ahead we've also got some new boardwalks. So that makes walking around the lake actually really pleasant, even on a rainy day like today. Look at this here. This is a tree that's gone over and actually created a pond. That's the root ball we're looking at. So we've got vegetation that's grown up over the root ball, and it's created its own little lake underneath it. Hi Andy, hi Terry, and Miranda. Hi Miranda. Right, the birds have temporarily stopped calling, mainly because we're just in a different part of the tree area here. This is quite lovely. Look at this. You can see the water falling, the rain falling on the water. It's really easy to stay at home when it's raining and say, oh, not today. But in actual fact, I find that there's a different kind of beauty, even on days like today. Just going to pull over and let these people pass. CEO like. She's very fair, actually. A couple of joggers. I just heard a frog. That tap sound, that's a frog. Did you hear that? Yeah. I don't know what sort it is. All our frog, we've got so many different kinds of frogs. They all sound different. Who likes reflections? Reflections in puddles. Here you are. A reflection shot. So the rain has eased up this morning. When I first got up this morning, I just thought, oh no. I just want to get you this cute little beach shot here because that's really interesting. Look at this. Just little sandy beach on the edge of I just don't want to put my foot through and break my ankle. No, it was definitely a frog. Okay. And for those who like the pal, do you hear that? Unfortunately, the traffic sounds make it hard to hear, but that was a kookaburra. Hi, Ronnie Liam. So being, what is it, 6:15 in the morning, we're just at the start of peak hour, but it's a public holiday today. So our government announced that today is a public holiday. That's pretty. Hi, Laura. Today's a public holiday, a national day of mourning for those who want to pay their respects to the passing of Queen Elizabeth II as a Commonwealth country. She was our head of state and is now replaced, of course, by King Charles III, which has actually caused or sparked a whole discussion around what the monarchy means to Australia. a lot of people have been very keen on declaring Australia a republic and withdrawing from the Commonwealth. Of course, for every what we call a Republican, which is different to an American Republican, there's an equal number of monarchists, and it's not something that I'll enter an opinion on. Just definitely interesting to know that that discussion is happening right now, and probably will ramp up. Who have I missed? Same in Wales, Nicola. That's interesting. Yes, I have seen the discussion about whether the title of Prince of Wales is still relevant. I've seen some of that discussion. Oh, my feet are going to get very, very wet here. Let me see if I can try and sneak around this puddle. So you can see that how close we are to the main road here. But there's a lovely new boardwalk which takes us across, I think this is Middle Creek. There are four main creeks that flow into Narrabeen Lagoon. We have Deep Creek, Middle Creek, South Creek, and I don't recall the name of the fourth one. Deep Creek and Middle Creek are here on the north side. Oh, thanks, Marion. I appreciate your support, I really do. Okay, so at this point we can really get a good look at the lagoon. You might have water boots. I might need them. I should have invested in some wellies. So once upon a time, people used to water ski in this lake. There used to be a, what do you call those ramps where the skiers go up and do the big jump? It's too shallow. It's not safe to do that any longer. The lake has silted up. A lot of that contributed to by housing development. Well, this is really nice. I haven't been along this part before. Who likes big rocks? Here's a big rock. Makes a big difference when you take the handrail out of the photo, doesn't it? Oh, I don't think that boat's going anywhere. It is what it is, Ronnie Lynn. I made the call. I could have cancelled the tour. I decided to persevere. And I shortened it as well, but now I'm thinking I might go 10 minutes over. I changed it from an hour to 30 minutes. An hour was pushing it on the original path I had and did last time. I thought, oh my goodness, in this weather, I'll cut it back to 30 minutes. But now if you guys are willing, let's extend for another 10 minutes, yeah? You okay with that? Excellent. I'm seeing the thumbs up. All right, so over here on that far hillside, let me see if I can zoom in. Let's tuck this umbrella under my chin. That area there is called Collero Plateau. It's a bit hard to see in this light, I realise. What's an easy way to hold this umbrella? Sorry, I'm going all over the place, aren't I? There we go. So that's Colorado Plateau over there. Off to the right. Oh, I've just got this. Puppy's returned. Whoops. He's going to come and say hello to me. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I didn't get him in time. Jogging family with 2 puppies. And this over here is Narrabeen itself. Let's zoom in on that. The lake is more or less split into 2 smaller lagoons. There's a channel that feeds one lagoon into the other before it flows out to sea. Oh, I just heard a whipbird. Did you hear that? Oh, look at this palm tree. It's come into flower. And we won't get lovely reflections like we did last time either, because the slight breeze and the rain falling on the surface of the lake is preventing us getting some beautiful reflections. But again, that's okay. We love the different moods. So it's quite heavily forested across the road here, and that's where we're hearing the whipbird call coming from. Hi, Tina. And I just heard another cockatoo over there. Ah, there's the whipbird. I used to live up on that hill in behind this forested area. I grew up there when I was going to high school. That's where I lived. Shame about the traffic noise. Not much we can do about that except keep walking and hope that the trail moves slightly away from the road at some point. Oh, more puddles. Here you get to see your raindrops falling on puddles shot. I am trying to get you creative postcards. All I can say is thank goodness the rain has let up a little. Let me just point this out. Here's a beautiful, they're called cabbage tree palms in behind. That's not a very good shot of it though, is it? This might be better. They get quite large. And the palm fronds themselves were used in the early days of the colony for making hats. And it was known as a cabbage tree hat, woven. If you can imagine, I don't know if you've seen a Fijian palm frond hat. It's very similar, but it's a little bit neater. It's more tucked in around the edges. I don't know what this particular eucalyptus is, but it's very red. Yes, Leanne, it feels a little bit like that right now. All right, I'm going to continue on to a point where we open out to the lake again, and we might finish up there. But I'm just looking for those peaks between the trees opportunities. That's quite interesting. Let's pause for a moment here. Hi, Louise. Okay, I think it looks like we might have a nice spot up ahead. So I wonder if Alex is getting the same weather up on Wallace Lake this morning. I know he cancelled his paragliding tour yesterday for this. When is it? No, let me see. Paragliding was yesterday or today. Anyway, he had to cancel it because of the weather, and it was because of that we cancelled our tour together last night. Sunset over Sydney Harbour. Yeah, I don't think that boat's going anywhere either. It was yesterday, that's right. I'm getting my days all mixed up. Okay, here's a little lookout. A place that we can stand and actually overlook the lake. Am I brave enough to take my umbrella down? Look at the shape of this tree. All twisted and gnarled. No, I'm definitely not brave enough to put my umbrella down. It's gotten worse. Right. Here we are, and the wind's picked up. It's taking my umbrella for a ride. There. Okay. So normally if you're standing at this point, at this time of day, when there's no wind and no rain, you would have beautiful reflections across the lake. But today, it's rather moody, isn't it? Let me zoom in on various aspects. So we've walked along from, let me see, around about that point over there. You can actually see part of the bridge that we walked along. Just about there. Sydney red gum. I don't think that one was, although it's hard to tell because it was in full bark, and Sydney red gum often you see without the bark, so it's shed its bark, and it's the beautiful red of the next layer beneath that gives it its name. But I'm not sure. This one here I don't think is. This is a different colour to me. I'm just going to let this fellow walk past us. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get up close and have a look at it, because it is actually a really interesting colour. See, this looks blue to me, or I'm not sure. I can only pick them when it's obvious. Now, decision time. I'm not convinced that we're going to see very much more if we keep walking that way at this moment. I might turn back, but I'll keep you with me a little longer. We'll just get the reverse view, which is often completely different. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Sorry, I'm watching where I walk. Here's a nice shot of lichen on the tree trunk. We'll start walking back the other way. These are more like red gums across the road, actually. Let's get to a spot where I can see them a bit better for you. You can probably already see them there. I just want to get a little bit higher, and then we can zoom in a bit. Then again, I'm not convinced of that either. Look at the see. This is what introduced species do to our bush. I think it's a morning glory, completely taken over in that section, and it strangles the native vegetation. Hi, Jen. So I can still hear cockatoos. It's another interesting aspect through the trees at the lake over here. Oops. I heard another whipbird just now. I also heard some small birds, but I couldn't tell you what they are. The path took a sudden dip, and it was unexpected. Look, they could be city red gums, these ones. I just used to seeing them without the bark, so if they look different to me with the bark. Here's a grove of palms across the road, which I think might be bungalow palms. Yeah, do you see what I mean by the bark? I'm used to seeing the really smooth trunk underneath that sits underneath the bark. So it could be a Sydney red gum, but I'm not too sure. We need a tree person, don't we? We need a tree person with us. Some more cockatoos I can hear in the background. And the whipbird. Keeping a listen out for the kookaburra, who made a very brief appearance. Morning. It's funny, isn't it? On a path like this, when you're walking, it's good morning, everybody. Good morning, hello, how are you? Good morning. Imagine doing that in the city. This actually shows that boardwalk with the rock in the background. All right, everyone. Well, that's been another 10 minutes. As I said, I will keep going until we get back to my car. So you're welcome to stay or go. It's entirely up to you. I understand if you have another commitment, especially since I did shorten the time on the tour. But I'm happy to keep going until I get back to the car park. And at this point, I'm really just enjoying the enjoying the surrounds. You can try asking me something. I can't guarantee that I'll see it, but I'll try. Here's this big rock again. Thank you, Kari. I'm just reading. I'm going to say thank you for this lovely I can't read that word. Stroll. Is it a stroll? Anyway, I wish I brought my glasses. I'm really sorry. And thank you. And look, seriously, you're welcome, everybody. It was a tour that I really didn't know what to do with when I arrived here this morning. But hey, you know, let's take the opportunities when they come anyway. So 2 big rocks, that one there, and this is the other big one over here. It's a lovely part of Sydney. And when you're standing here, you don't feel like you're standing in a city of 5 million people. Thank you, Robert. As always, I appreciate your support. Let me, look, I tell you what, just in case we do all depart, let me sign off by turning around. I'm going to look all red in the face because I'm wearing a spray jacket and it's quite warm. So, all right, thank you for joining me. It's been a lovely walk, even in the rain. Let me see if I can catch up with these. Here they are, Leanne. They're beautiful. Thanks for sharing this lovely view and walking in the rain for us. You're welcome. Is it Dorley? Yes, it's Dorley. Hi, Dorley. Thank you, Lynn. I managed to stay reasonably dry apart from my feet. And yeah, let's keep going. You can see I'm all red in the face. I've got this horrible umbrella, but let's keep going. I managed to keep my gimbal dry. That was the main thing. I got it in a plastic bag, and that's why I'm not doing any creative panning or tilting or atom shots or anything like that, because I'm keeping it dry and protected. I very faintly just heard a magpie. This is where we look up. Let's look up, everyone. We have, I think it's a bungalow palm. They might both be, but it's almost like they've got 3 different trunks. We've got one that's very striped, one that's quite dark. Here we go. So I don't know if they're 3 different kinds of palms or if they're just showing variations in their colouring. Palm trees. You're in Israel, Dorley. It's a part of the world I'm never sure what time it is. Are you an hour ahead of the rest of Europe? This is this puddle I have to try and squeeze around. Go over here. There. This is an interesting creeper. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly taking advantage of this tree here. Is that a strangler? It could be. Now that's not... Oh, which side shall I go? Sorry. That's not native. Standing in the middle of the path with my umbrella out, and this guy's trying to figure out which way to go around me. He managed. He worked it out. Oh, sorry. I didn't pick up on that, Jane. It's a zigzaggy walk at the moment. Zigzaggy around the puddles. Susanna should have joined us. She loves paths. She loves shots of paths. But I think Susanna likes to lie in a little later than this. It's not quite 7 a.m. Here we go. Here's your reflection shots. Reflections in puddles. Which way should we go? We'll go this way. There. Well, I thought that one of the best parts about this tour this morning was the unexpected rock carvings right at the beginning. They were fascinating. Oh, now that's always very tempting, isn't it? A little path that just leads down like that. While we listen to the frogs. Okay, let's do it. Hi, Maggie. Okay, we're just taking a little path. There's duckies out there. Okay, a couple of lonely ducks. Oh, I missed him. Now, on my last tour, we speculated on whether those birds were cormorants, but I think what they are is darters. So if anyone knows anything about birds, there's your ducks. There's your ducks sailing away. Cool roots, yes, that's what I was looking at. Look at this one here. Oh, what am I backing into? Okay. Let's get back the way we came. Back onto the path. Oh, just have to watch where I put my feet. Here's a close-up of the lichen. Sometimes I notice frogs stop when you get close to them. Let's see if these guys keep going. So that tap, it's like bamboo being hit against wood. That's the frogs. There's quite a few in there. I must try and find out what they are. Are you making a joke, Curry? Or do you know of a frog that's actually called a stonemason toadlet? I confess I've never heard of it. Really? Okay, there is such a thing. See, I'm never sure. I'm never sure on these tours when people come up with things that I've never heard of and it sounds like it's a joke. I'm never sure. Back to this tree that's fallen over. Google says so. But they do live in Australia. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you. You're my teacher today. Excellent. I need to find, there's an app that identifies frog calls. We used to have one which was incredibly annoying. It was one of the worst sounds. Just looking at this, it's one of the worst sounds where we lived in the Blue Mountains. Well, we still live there for now, but it comes out in summer. On wet summer nights is when you hear it. It's called a bleating tree frog, and it's got the most unearthly call. My kids hated it. If you look up the bleating tree frog and see what it sounds like on YouTube, and imagine them multiplied, I reckon we had the whole chorus in our backyard. What am I missing? My pleasure. What are these? What was these, Dolly? What were you asking me? Did I walk past something? Or is it the frogs we were talking about? I'm sorry I missed that. The zigzaggy walk again. And we're back at the car park. I can see my car up ahead. Oh, yes, Kari found out some information for me, and I thought she was joking because of the name, but it turns out that she was not joking. It was something she looked up and verified, and here I am making fun of her. That's rude, isn't it? So you have to be very careful whenever you come across a name that just sounds a little unlikely. Are you there? Are you there? I just fell over. I just tripped over. Oh my goodness. Okay, what have I done to myself? There's the gimbal. There's its mount. And here's me on the ground. Me doing stupid me things like me always does. I just tripped over. All right, listen guys. It's the state of my gimbal and my umbrella. I'm actually going to call it a day. My umbrella's about to blow into the lake. Heavens above. I'm okay. It'll just take me a moment to get up on my feet because that's me. The only damage I've done to myself is that, which is nothing. It's a small scrape on the palm of my hand. But as for my gimbal, that's the thing I'm most worried about. So while I'm holding my phone very unsteadily, I'm going to get myself up off the ground. Ugh. And I don't have a change of clothes, so these are the clothes I'm going to be wearing into the city today. Look at my knees. What a way to finish, huh? So inelegant. All right, umbrella. Well, that was spectacular. Who got a good postcard of that? Anyone capture that? I'm going to find a bench to lean on, to put my stuff down on and pull myself together. In the meantime, I think it's probably the smart thing to do once I get over here is to end the tour. But I'm going to turn around and face the camera first because, you know, we don't do that. Oh, dang. All right, umbrella's not gonna let me do that. Much excitement. All right, let's go over to the car instead. All right, as you can see, I am no longer gimbal mounted. I am now handheld, walking along the path. I can't see any of your comments, but I promise I will go back and read them all because I know you're all very kindly expressing your sympathy and concern. I'm okay. I'm fine. The thing that suffered the most was my dignity. I'm gonna have to find a way to make my jeans look presentable before heading into the city today. And anyone who's just joining now has literally just missed all the fun. You guys might want to explain what happened to these people who've just joined and why my camera is so shaky. At least I've got a good signal, huh? Well, there we go. All right, hold my phone like that, hold my umbrella like that, and get my car keys out, which are here somewhere. Here we go. So it's the times when you need 4 hands. And I'm going to put the gimbal on the front seat, and I'll fix that up when I turn off. Poor gimbal, I'm so worried about it. There we go, it's there. Oh, Fliss, you've joined at exactly the wrong time. Go and read back through the comments. All right, let me see. Sending me hugs, virtual band-aids and bandages. Oh no, I just got home from work. Oh, Fliss, I just had a fall. Everything went everywhere. My umbrella, which is still fighting me, almost blew into the lake, and I've gone 30 minutes over time anyway. So imagine if I'd ended the tour at the time that I'd planned, and all of you missed that spectacular fall. Yeah, I'm fine. That's the only damage I've done. This little sort of scuffed hand. That's nothing. I'm fine, Tina. I'm absolutely fine. I'm just humiliated, and the thing that suffered the greatest bruising was my dignity. It was a very Lynn thing to do. All right, and as you can see, as I said, I'm gimbal-less. My gimbal needs much love and attention. It's sitting there on my front seat waiting to be pampered and caressed and asked how it is. I don't even know if it's still turned on. On that note, on that very hilarious and stupid note, I'm going to wish you all a marvellous day. And hopefully some of you can join me on my Sydney Harbour tour, and I'll give you an update on what my jeans look like after I've had a chance to brush them off. Here, look. Oh, wait on. Turn this around again. That's one leg. That's the other leg. And God knows what my butt looks like. All right, everyone. I almost feel stupid doing this. I'm going to press this button anyway. There we go. This is going for sympathy. Poor washing machine. I won't have time for that, Dolly. I won't have time for the washing machine. Love you all. See you later. Bye for now.